Today, I'm going to tell you an unusual story. Have you been to the library? I like library. So there was this big library in town. Mrs. Sylvia was the librarian. She was a very kind and warm person, but she was very strict about only one thing, and that is the rules of the library. Mr. Ben was the co-librarian. One day, when Mrs. Sylvia and Mr. Ben were very busy in their work, a lion came into the library. He walked very quietly in the hallway and he started to watch all the books and he started seeing all the things that are happening in the library. Everybody was very frightened. Mr. Ben, he was very panicked. Oh no, he rushed frantically to Mrs. Sylvia's room. Mrs. Sylvia, he shouted. What happened? Why are you not following the rules, Mr. Ben? Mrs. Sylvia asked him calmly. There's a lion in the library. Did he break any rules? She asked. No, but he's a lion, he said. Let him be as long as he wants to, unless he breaks the rules of the library, she said. It was time for story hour. The story teacher has arrived. All the children were very excited about the story reading. Even the lion seemed to be very excited about story time. But the story teacher, she was very frightened. There was no lion during story time ever before. She hesitantly went through her book and started telling her story. To everybody's surprise, the lion was very quiet and he was listening to the story. I want another story, exclaimed all the children. The lion was also very excited. He exclaimed in his own way. What did he do? He roared. Mrs. Sylvia, she was very angry. You know what, Mr. Lion? If you want to stay in the library, you have to follow the rules. And the rule is you have to be quiet, she said. Can you excuse him for this time, Mrs. Sylvia? One kid asked. Mr. Lion, he also felt ashamed. He hung his head down. Mrs. Sylvia said, okay, this time is an excuse, but if you break the rules the next time, you will not be allowed inside the library, said Miss Sylvia. The next day, the lion came to the library and he was early for story hour. So Mrs. Sylvia said, you know what, Mr. Lion? You're too early for story hour. Maybe you can go and dust the books, she said. So the lion helped her by dusting the books. He also helped her by licking the envelopes which she was about to send. So when story hour began, he quietly sat down along with the other kids and he enjoyed the story hour. All the visitors and all the children were very much happy about the new lion that came to the library. The lion was also a frequent visitor to the library. Every day he came and he helped Mrs. Sylvia and Mr. Ben. He also helped the children by having them on his back and helping them to take the books from the top of the shelf. So everybody started to like the company of the lion. What a wonderful lion, told every visitor who came to the library. What would we be if the lion was not there? Wondered everyone. One day, when the lion was trying to help Mrs. Sylvia, she was trying to put a book on top of the stack. The lion watched her patiently, but suddenly Mrs. Sylvia tripped and fell down. The lion was shocked. He went and he wanted to help her, but he couldn't. Can you go and find Mr. Ben and ask him to come here? Told Miss Sylvia. So the lion rushed and he called Mr. Ben for help. But Mr. Ben could not understand. He just said, "You know what, lion? You're breaking the rules by not being quiet." So the lion, he did not do what to do. He just did what he usually does. He roared. Mr. Ben felt very angry. He went to Mrs. Sylvia's room. "You know what, Mrs. Sylvia? The lion broke the rule," he shouted. Mrs. Sylvia was lying underground and she was saying, "Sometimes it's okay to break the rules for a good reason." Mr. Ben was shocked. "Mr. Ben, can you call the doctor? I think I broke my arm," told Miss Sylvia. The next day, when everybody wanted to see the lion, he helped Miss Sylvia. He saved her life. But the lion, he was very ashamed and he walked out of the library that same day. Mrs. Sylvia was very disappointed. All the children, they were trying to find the lion wherever they could. They searched inside their computers. They even looked for a furry thing in their book. They were all missing him. Realizing this, Mr. Ben went outside the library and he searched for the lion. He searched under the car. He searched on top of the tree. He even searched inside the trash can. But no luck. There was no lion to be found. While he was returning to the library, to his surprise, the lion was standing in front of the library door. But he looked very sad. He felt very ashamed. Mr. Ben told, "You know what, Mr. Lion? It is okay to break the rules for a good reason." The lion was very happy to hear this. He knew he will be able to go to the library again. So as he walked inside the library, all the people, all the children, and even Mrs. Sylvia cheered for the lion. "Thank you for saving my life, Mr. Lion," told Miss Sylvia. She also told, "You know what? Sometimes, for a good reason, it's okay to break the rules, even in the library." Did you hear the story, children? Did you like it? You know what? You little children are also like that lion in the story. What is that one big rule that you always have to follow? Go to the school no matter what. But what's happening now? We have already broke the rule of going to the school for a good reason, for the safety of us and for the safety of everyone. We broke the rule of not going to the school. But yet, my little lions, you're still continuing to learn. So be very proud of yourselves. Clap for yourselves. And go to your virtual library and find many books like this and start reading. You never know, you can find a lion inside your library. Happy reading. Goodbye.